We're on the prowl.
Hello and welcome to On the Prowl. I'm Kevin Whitaker here with Eric Levenson, two of the sports editors here at the Daily Princetonian, here to bring you the biggest stories from the weekend in Princeton sports. So start with the biggest event in terms of attendance. The football game had over 8,000 people there, but they didn't quite see what they wanted, did they?
They did not. The Princeton football team lost by a pretty bad score. They had 6 turnovers in the game, and overall was just not what head coach Bob Sorais was looking for.
34-9 your final against Bucknell. Bucknell lost to Cornell, not expected to be one of the top teams in the Patriot League. So unlike last week when they lost sort of a close-fought game to Lehigh, you could take a lot of positives. This week, not so much. Senior quarterback Tommy Wernham threw 3 picks. 2 of them were bad throws. And really just not a game. The Tigers sort of going backwards in week 2 of the season. They've now lost 10 straight games going back to last year. And they really want to turn around next week against Columbia. Might really play.
Sure, and hopefully they'll try and narrow the score. You know, we had lost the first game, 12 points, this game by 25. So hopefully next time it's shrinking it, and maybe they can pull out a win here and there this season.
So the football team opens Ivy League play next week. A couple other teams here opened Ivy League play on campus this week, including the women's soccer team. You were at that game against Yale at Roberts Stadium.
Yes, the women were playing very well. It was 0-0, and then in the 57th minute, Yale scored 2 goals in between 36 seconds of each other, both from the exact same spot to the left of the goal. And there were some positives to take away. The offense didn't score, but Jen Hoy, junior forward, she had a lot of attempts at goal and took 6 shots on the day. But overall, they just could not get that one goal, and they've now been shut out 3 of the last 4 games.
That does seem to be a theme for their season. They can't get that one goal. Hoy mentioned her classmate Caitlin Blosser have been sort of at the top of that team, but only 1 win in their first 8 games. Tigers are struggling out of the gate.
And then finally we can talk about the women's volleyball game. Friday night, in front of a big crowd at Dillon Gym. Kevin, what did you see there?
It was certainly a big game. Penn, always an Ivy League rival. Penn, of course, the defending champion, made it even a bigger game. Princeton opened last year's season with a 3-2 win over Penn and ended up doing exactly the same this year. Princeton was down 1-0, down 2-1, down late in the 4th game. They came back to win that, and when going away in the 5th, 15-9. As you mentioned, great energy in Dillon Gymnasium. A lot of players stepped up. It was sort of a team effort, as you say, as the cliche goes, but a lot of players stepped up.
Yeah, we saw Catherine Quinn, who's a captain. Lydia Rudnick came back from an injury last week and had a great game.
Jennifer Palmquist on the right side had a very strong game, winning a couple final kills near the end.
And they had some senior leadership, and the freshmen also stepped up and played well. I know Sarah Hanna played very well. And so they look to be building on it, and they could be the favorites looking forward in the Ivy League.
They certainly have a good chance. New head coach Sabrina King certainly has her team going in the right direction. So that'll do it for us. You can find a lot more coverage of the rest of the weekend's events on the Daily Princetonian and dailyprincetonian.com throughout the week.
And follow us on Twitter.
Prince Sports.
We'll see you guys around.
You've been on the prowl.